Welcome to Secure the Bag Week 9. What it do?
What it do, baby? What's going on, man?
It's your boy AW.
And your boy Strizzy in the building.
And we back again.
Always.
Like always, it's another beautiful Thursday. We got some NFL locks coming up. And yeah, week 9. I can't believe we're already at week 9. Like I know we say it every week, but I'm like, man,
football goes so fast.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with now that Halloween's out of the way, we got a couple weeks till Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Like it's gonna be 2022 before we know it. So I'm just happy to be here with you today and enjoy while we can. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to look forward to though, that's for sure.
Oh, yes, sir. Can't wait to get started, man.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into our week 9 bags. So we're gonna try out this little new view. You guys let us know what you think about this, and I'm going to try to set up the PowerPoint so that we don't, block anything in the future. So we'll see how it works out. And yeah, appreciate everybody being here with us. Don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to leave your locks in the, in the comments, or when we do our full pick 'em, let us know who you're picking and stuff. We want to know if we're off base here, you know what I'm saying, or maybe our viewers are crazy, you know what I'm saying. We never know.
And also too, man, if you have a justification on why you're taking certain picks, like that might slew us away from, you know what I'm saying. So like, yeah,
exactly.
Comment in there, you know what I mean. If
drop some knowledge.
I know you know something that I don't, and I'm like, oh dang, what? Like, for example, like Tyrod Taylor's playing this week, he's back, so it's like, I think they're like a negative or a plus 10 favorite or something like that. I'm like, I'll take that. You know what I mean? You're playing Miami or something like that, maybe. I'm like, I'll take those odds. Yeah, I'll take those odds.
I agree with you. Yeah, no, we appreciate it. Our slackers, we learned a lot from our slackers too. So yeah, drop that knowledge on us. We do appreciate it, and we love hearing all the perspectives. Always. We got Unk in the building. What's going on, Unk?
What's up, Unk?
Oh, I guess that's another drawback to this view. It kind of, the comments cover us up, but that's okay. We'll keep it going. We'll see what's going on.
They're used to our face by now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to see us. All right. So let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. We always talk about our little, normal kind of guidelines for betting and things like that. We always use our little silly example. We got here, Washington and Philadelphia. The line is -3, so Philadelphia is favored by 3 points. You got the total, which is 42 points for both teams. You're going to bet on the over or the under, and then you got the money line, which is your odds against that win. So that's a straight bet. No line involved, but that money is what you'll get back. So that plus 100 minus 160, it's kind of hard to understand, but when you look at like the plus 140, you're basically saying this is how much money you'll get if you bet $100. So if you bet $100, you would win $140. And then when it's the negative 160, it's how much money you have to bet in order to win $100. Yeah. So if you were to bet $160 on the Philadelphia and they won, you would win $100. So that's kind of how the plus minuses work there. I'm still working on figuring that stuff out, but the bigger plus means the bigger odds. So
for sure,
that's how to do that. You got the line, the total, and then we talked about futures a little bit, and I'm going to move this for just a second. So we did talk about futures as far as like wagers being taken on wagers placed on an event that's taking place in the future. I do have a future that's coming up this weekend, and I forgot to talk about it like on Tuesday, but the NASCAR championship is actually this weekend here in Phoenix, Arizona. And so I did put a future about a month ago on Kyle Larson to win the NASCAR championship. So we'll see, you know what I'm saying? But I got a little future out there. I'm going to see how it works out.
Cross fingers. So.
Yeah, exactly. I got pretty decent odds, and he's in the top 4 drivers, and they all have a pretty fair shot this weekend. Basically, whoever does best in this race will win that. So we'll see what's up with that. Another futures we talked about last week, we talked about Mattress Mac, the mattress genius, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With his futures that did fall short. The Braves did win on Tuesday night, and they beat the Astros in 6 games to win their first World Series in a long time. So Mattress Mac was going for the $32 million, the biggest sports wager ever, or the biggest win ever.
Yeah,
he didn't get it. Fell a little bit short, but I have a feeling that's not the last we've heard of Mattress Mac. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and review last week's bags and see how we're doing before we get into this week's picks. So Strizzy, oh man, it was a rough one. Yeah, I was gonna say that Bengals Jets looked good, but the Jets came out flying high, and they actually ended up getting that outright win.
Yeah.
The Patriots, though, they took care of business for you.
Yeah.
as an underdog. They ended up winning the game. I think they
Sure.
beat the Chargers by 3. So
Something like that, yeah.
So that's what's up. Patriots have been cashing for us a lot lately. Actually, I was looking back at our PowerPoints, and like both of us have been doing well when we put the Patriots out there. So
Yeah.
and last but not least, man, this one I was with you on this one. I picked the
Dude,
Lions as an upset.
the Lions are just bad. I keep trying, like, I feel like sooner or later they have to win a game, but like, dog, like they just look bad. Like you can't like the Eagles blow you out like that. Like, I'm sorry, man. They don't look good at all, man. They gotta sooner
Yeah,
or later they gotta put some pride into like their play and like
yeah, no, I
be
feel you.
better.
It's pretty sad, man, but they do have a bye week this week, so maybe they'll figure some stuff out and come back a little bit stronger
Time to get
in,
right.
in week 10. I don't know. But yeah, so that was rough, but still got the one bag though. Didn't go over. So 1 out of 3, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? That's progress right there. Switching over to mine, I came through with the Green Bay Packer one. They actually worked it out for me. So that was what's up. I just felt like those odds were too high. So
Yeah.
thank you, Packers, on that one. As soon as I, lost faith in the Panthers, they came up and decided that they were going to win a game. They
It
did
was
beat the
close though. They
Falcons
won
pretty good.
5 points, something like that. It was a close game.
Yeah, exactly. It ended up being a close game, but I'm happy for your Panthers though. They snapped their 4-game losing streak, so that's what's up. And then the Titans Colts. This went into overtime. You know, what I'm saying Derrick Henry went down, but the Titans did end up prevailing with that field goal in overtime, so they won by 3.
Yeah.
Thank you, Titans, for that, Cash. I was still surprised like that the line was so close, but it ended up being a close game.
True.
And like like we say, Vegas is always like so close. Like there was another game last week. It was like the Bills game. I think it was the Bills Dolphins. This game was like 3-3 until halftime.
Yeah.
The line was 15.5, and it ends at a 16-point margin of victory for the Bills. Like I'm just like, dang, like how is that? Like they're so accurate, man.
The other night, it was the Suns game. They played New Orleans, right? And I think it was a plus 11.5 points. Suns won by 12. Totally. I was like, no way. And
back at the results, it's always like that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
I think though they got some like maybe some little fortune tellers or something. Vegas always knows what's going on, man. They always got the inside scoop. So that's what's up. We're just trying to be like them, man. We're just trying to be like them and predict these outcomes. So but we'll do our bag count real quick. We've got Strizzy, you had the Patriots, so up to 14 bags on the year. That's what's up. That's what's up. Averaging just under 2 bags a week. And then me, I got 2 bags last week, so I'm catching up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to draw a little bit closer.
Watch my back.
Yeah, exactly. Up to 10 on the year, and yeah, man, you better watch out because I'm coming for that spot. Trying to get those bags. So all right, let's go back to the big close-up view. You know what I'm saying? We'll block out our logo a little bit. And Strizzy, tell me about your locks for this week. Let's see what's first.
Yeah. So this one, Saints, they're always a good team. The defense always plays pretty well. They just lost Jameis Winston for the year. But I think that division game, I can't remember if they're playing in Atlanta or not, but I just feel like plus 6.5 is a lot for Atlanta to lose by. A lot of their games have been really relatively close. Even when they played the Panthers and the Panthers put that defense on them, they still only lost by, I think, 4 or 5 points maybe. So it's still really close. So Saints are one of those teams too this year that have been kind of hot and cold, right? So I think this game's a little bit closer. I think Atlanta might actually get the W, honestly.
Yeah, I like that too. I agree. I think that without Jameis Winston, we'll see. The backup did okay, but what I'm saying, it's like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And the Falcons are putting it together, man. They keep getting a little bit better every week. So I like this. I was surprised that it wasn't closer considering Jameis Winston's out.
And they didn't even have Calvin Ridley last week. He was out for, I think, some personal family stuff. So they'll get him back this week. Kyle Pitts has been a monster these last couple of weeks. He's actually really, really good. So, but Stephon Gilmore kind of held him to a silent game last week. So
he'll break back out.
Yeah, for real. So I think it's a closer game. I think Atlanta might actually win this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, I like that. Next up.
Yeah, Buffalo and Jags. This one, it's a high spread, but I think the Jags are still a really bad team. Buffalo, they're trying to get back right, and I think they kind of smother that Jags defense. I think they got a lot for Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? So I have this. I think it's a blowout win for this one.
Yeah, I like you on this one too. Like I started to kind of go with this one like we always talk about every week, those like 14-point, like 2 touchdown like spreads is kind of rough. But I feel like the Bills will roll on them late, so I like that one.
Agreed.
Next up.
Right. So the Eagles have actually been kind of riding high a little bit. You know, they've been winning some of these games, but I still don't feel like they're really that great of a team. And Chargers have lost 2 straight, and I think they're really trying to right this ship. I feel like negative 1.5, they'll keep it close. Maybe even if they get one by a field goal, they'll still cover this spread. But I like the Chargers in this one too.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I actually stole that one too.
After that, I completely agree, dog.
So, all right, that's what's up. So 3 locks locked in.
I'm saying
The Falcons, the Bills, and the Chargers. So that's what's up. All right, let's go ahead and jump into mine real quick. So I am taking the Patriots over the Panthers. The Panthers, that was the kind of a get right game last week. They snapped that losing streak, but they did lose Sam Darnold. He is out with the concussion and shoulder. They're not sure if he's going to play. I need to ask the Panthers insider: Is Sam Darnold going to play this weekend? Do you know?
I haven't seen anything yet. So I honestly I've been watching because you know me, I got other bets going on there right now, and this is I got the Patriots right now 2 months on parlays. You know what I'm saying, to cover the spread. So if they got to play with PJ Walker, man, we're in for a long night. Not that I love PJ, but you know Bill Belichick, a defensive genius, man. So I'm with you on this one too.
Yeah, I agree. And that was my thing, is like Sam Darnold hasn't looked really great. The Patriots are tough. And if it does happen to be PJ Walker, it's going to be tough for him. I love him. Like, I'm rooting for him. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm riding with Bill Belichick on that one.
And the Patriots, they're 4-4 right now, but they're 3-0 away. So they play very well away from New England.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then especially with that 3-point victory over the Chargers, Chargers just a little bit more of a complete team right now than the Panthers, I think. So I see them carrying that forward. Next up, so this one's a tough one, man. The San Francisco 49ers are 1-point underdog against the Cardinals. This is another one where the quarterback situation is kind of up in the air. It's been quiet. Kyler Murray injured his ankle at the end of that Green Bay Packers game, and he hasn't really practiced this week. So I still think he'll probably play, but that defense is kind of scary. San Francisco plays them well in general, and without most of their guys, San Francisco still was like, I think, lost by like 3 to them a couple weeks ago and played them really tough.
It was still really close.
Still really
came
close
down to the last drive, I believe.
Yep. And now they have their guy. San Francisco's a little bit more healthy. The Cardinals a little bit more banged up. They've suffered that first loss. So I just feel like the 49ers at home are going to get this one done. So I'm actually picking them to win outright. You know, that 1-point spread might help me, but that's basically just a straight up pick 'em that I'm going with on that one. I don't see the Cardinals bouncing back as quickly, so we'll see. And then the last one, I talked about this one. I stole this one from you too as well. The Chargers-Eagles. Just looking at their records, looking at the way they play, you wouldn't think this is even a close game. But I get why it's like the spread is the way it is. The Eagles find a way to score points. They've been scoring a lot of points lately. And even when they get down early in games, they still keep scoring points.
They're a second half team for sure. They're not a first half team. But the second half comes around, all of a sudden they just change it up. They're a totally different team in the second half. So that's why I think it is going to be close. But I think the Chargers. I'm with you. I think the Chargers pull out.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose this game, basically.
No, I can't.
So that's my 3 locks. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning the key. I'm locking them in. There was so many others I wanted to go with this week. Like there's just, the Cincinnati and the Cleveland. Like there's just a lot of good matchups, which we'll get to right now. We'll do the full week 9 schedule. And there's a couple ones, but I'm feeling good. I think I dialed in on these 3. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So we'll see, man. Wish us luck, and we'll be back, of course, next week to kind of review our results here and see if I'm getting even closer to Strizzy. So week 9 schedule, though, we're gonna go ahead and run this thing down. Like we always talk about, don't be afraid to just throw your picks out there and let us know kind of who you like this week as we wrap this thing up. Also, Grace, just a quick hello, Grace. Thank you for checking in. We appreciate you being here. The Sofa King herself, you know what I'm saying? She's in the building, and I do want to thank her for participating, and everybody that participates each week. Unc was on here earlier, Prime, in the Pick'em. The link is in the bio and the description of this video. Join in the Pick'em, man. We got to get Bobby in here. We got to get some more people in the Pick'em that participate with us as slackers, just what I'm saying, just to get out there, because we need to take here for the snacks down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
She's won 3 weeks in a row. We gotta take her down, cut her down a little bit to size. So we need all the help we can get with that. All right, let's go ahead and get into this week 9 schedule. starting off with Thursday night football tonight, we have the Jets at the Colts. I'm going with the Colts on this one. The Jets got their, got their nice win, not nice moral victory last week, but I think that's about it for them. Who do you like in this game?
For sure. I like the Colts in this one too. I'm not a big fan of Carson Wentz, and I think we all know that. But I think the Jets meet the spread. I think it's like plus 10.5. So I actually need to keep it close. But I think Jets end up getting this game win. The backup for the Jets last week was the most passing yards in Jets history by quarterback, and the best they've looked in 6 years. So like I don't know if he can play well again and keep it close. But I think the Colts end up getting this game.
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy if they ended up having a quarterback controversy, like after taking Zach Wilson like so high, and then you end up getting this like no name, well, I shouldn't say no name dude, but this dude that's relatively like out of nowhere, and he ends up balling out and getting them a win. That was pretty interesting. So,
man, I don't want to take too much time away from this, but me and my boy David had a really like long kind of back and forth conversation about this. I want to get your take on it because you're my boy and everything. So like, yeah, the Jets, they invested the third pick in Zach Wilson, right? Let's say he's out for 2-3 more weeks, and this kid just comes out and wins 4 straight games, but like balls out, like the offense looks great. Like, do you got to really go back and think about it? Like, do we go back with Zach because we invested such a high pick on him, or do you go with this kid who's balling out? Like,
right. So, I mean, me personally, there's a lot of other factors in that, and it's funny how diplomatic the NFL really gets. Like, as far as like you're saying, like we drafted this guy high, we have to play him, like even if he sucks,
right?
That happens a lot. But with it being like Robert Saleh's first year, depending on how much control they're giving him, they might just let him ride with the hot hand.
That was my exact argument. Like, as a coach, you're already put on such a short leash. And if this dude is giving me the best chance to win, which is exactly what the fans want and what the organization probably wants, like,
gotta go.
Yeah, man. Like, I get it. It's a lot of money behind Zach Wilson, third pick, but I'm trying to get dubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to win.
Right. Exactly. No, I agree with that. And Unk says you play who's hot. I'm with him too. Like, I agree. I could see that happening. And the thing is, with it being Zach Wilson's first year and he didn't get a really good look, he still got value. So if you really decide to go with Mike White, you could still, figure something out. You're not going to get the third pick in the draft for Zach Wilson, but you can get some compensation. You know what I'm saying? That you're cool with.
Cardinals gave Josh Rosen 1 year, and they went to Kyler Murray the very next.
Exactly. So it happens. I don't know, but I'm rooting for Mike White. That dude's pretty cool, man. He handled it really well. He handled himself well. So I kind of like that. We'll see though. We'll see how he plays tonight for sure. And let's move on to Sunday morning though. We got our Sunday morning slate of games. We got some locks in there. So let's go ahead and run these things down. And this one's a tough one right off the bat. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Who do you got in this one?
This one's actually really, really tricky. I think they get Hunt back too, Cleveland, this week, I think. But they are having a little bit of family drama with the OBJ stuff going on right now. They, made him basically told him to go home at this point. But so I'm taking Cincinnati at home. I feel like this game could definitely go either way. If Cincinnati comes out throwing the ball really well, I think Cleveland's going to have a little bit of an issue because they like to run the ball so much. But if Cleveland's defense can keep it close, man, it's tough. But I'm taking Cincy on this one. I'm taking Cincy.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati as well on this one. But Unk did say he thinks Joe Burrow's hurt. We're gonna have to check on that one. I did hear he was dinged up, but I think he is playing though. And then also OBJ is being a distraction. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? They told him go home and take your daddy's Instagram away. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, go sort that thing out. I do think Cleveland's having a lot of drama and even Baker Mayfield came out, which kind of added credence to it, saying, he doesn't know what's going on with OBJ and he hasn't spoken to him and stuff like that. I'm like, just leave that stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just worry about that. But I think them getting Hunt back will help. But I'm going with Cincinnati as well, kind of like a bounce back game in this one. And hopefully Joe Burrow's okay. I need him to throw Jamar Chase the ball a lot. So next up, Denver at Dallas. You know me, I'm going with America's team on this one, but I will tell you the things I don't like about it. Dak should be back, and the way we played last week was just awesome. Without him, it was a total team victory. Adding him back in, we know what he does for our team. Yeah. But I don't like that Denver's defense is nasty still, even without Von Miller, and I don't like that this is like an early morning game. I feel like when we're in that early morning slot, like Dallas just comes out a little bit sleepy and just doesn't play as well. So I'm hoping that doesn't become a factor, but I'm curious to ask who do you have in this game?
Yeah, I got Dallas too. I feel like you're right. They, Von Miller being gone, the defense still keeps them in games and stuff like that. But I feel like Dallas will be fine. I think hopefully Dak gets back. Not rushed back, but when he's ready. But I think Dallas wins this easily. I think they kind of destroy them a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so, man. That would be awesome. That would be an awesome way to start my Sunday.
Right?
I do think that I don't know, man. I'll see. I'll see, dude. I just get nervous about my squad. You know how that goes, but
Yeah. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Next up, Houston Texans at Miami Dolphins, and like you said, they do have Tyrod Taylor coming back.
For me, I'm taking Houston this game actually. So the Houston, they're 1-7, I think, right now, or something like that. 1-6, something like that. And their one win was with Tyrod Taylor, and they actually looked good in week one. So, he might have to brush some rust off a little bit, but I actually like the way they look with Tyrod at under center. So I'm actually going with Houston in this game.
Got you. Yeah. Miami has been struggling, and that's my difficulty with this one too. I almost wanted to take the Texans as well, but I just feel like I have to take Miami because this is one of those that they gotta win. Like if they really want to take steps forward, and they're really saying, Tua is our quarterback, we're sticking with him.
Yeah.
Then you got to win games like this. So
for sure, you got to win these games. The Tua's got to play better.
Right. No, I agree. Unk says both are so horrible they play to a tie. And I just did make a little adjustment on the back end. You see that little shift? I like that better. So we'll try that. All right. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons at New Orleans Saints. This was your lock, but who are you taking to win outright?
I'm taking Atlanta to win this game. I actually think they come through and win a tough away game.
I'm going with you as well. I'm going with Atlanta. New Orleans just has a lot to deal with, and honestly, New Orleans has weapons, but I haven't looked like the way they look even with Jameis, and with their full slate. So I'm going with the Falcons as well. It's funny though, New Orleans just had that big victory over the Bucs, but for some reason it's they have the Bucs number, but I'm still not really buying in. You know what I'm saying? They're not dominant. You know what I'm saying?
They have had the Bucs number for quite some time for whatever reason, but are they going to beat them in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? Probably not.
Right. Exactly. So next up, we have Las Vegas Raiders at New York Giants, and that's perfect timing. We got Stephanie Washington chiming in, finally catching y'all doing your picks. We appreciate you being here with us. We appreciate you being on Slack every Tuesday night. So that's what's up that you're able to join us today. I think I know who you're picking on this one. Even though you're America's team, I know you rep local. You go with the Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders in this one as well.
Same.
Sad situation this weekend. But hopefully that doesn't linger with the team. I hope they get past that. So
definitely.
Unk's going with Vegas as well. And that's still one of my things. Honestly, I'm still itching to get back to Vegas, man. We haven't been to Vegas in so long now.
I went live today on TikTok and I just talked about this, about me and you trying to plan a Vegas trip. And we gotta plan it, dog. We gotta get out there.
We'll make it happen. And especially right now, we used to always go around this time, me and my boys, and it's so cool because it gets so cold, man. Even though it's in the desert, it gets so cold at night and stuff like that. Yeah. I just love, man. But there's nothing like those Vegas nights. So definitely got to get back out there, and I definitely want to see a game in that stadium.
So I'm with you.
Hopefully we'll make that happen soon, and we're definitely buying Stephanie Washington lunch, dinner, you know what I'm saying, something on us for all the support. And we definitely owe her. So we'll get out to Vegas soon for sure. All right, next up we got the New England Patriots at the Carolina Panthers. The Patriots I'm picking in this one. That was my lock. Who do you got in this one?
Unfortunately, I gotta go with my brain. You know what I'm saying? I think New England wins this game too. They actually played very well away, and even if Sam Darnold plays, they've had his number for years. You know what I mean? When he was playing the Jets in the same division. So I think New England wins this game.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm definitely with you. Next up, Buffalo at Jacksonville. Buffalo.
You already know what it is.
Nothing much really to say about that one. Next up, Minnesota at Baltimore. This is another kind of tricky one.
Yeah, Minnesota's tough, man, but I think Baltimore plays well. I think they're coming off their bye week, and I think I'm taking Baltimore in this one. I think they get this done.
Yeah, no, I agree. I am going with Baltimore on this one. Minnesota just they lacked a little bit of punch. I'm surprised how well Dallas's defense played against them. So I'm going with the Ravens. They need to get back on that one. And I missed some comments. My bad. Unk's got the Patriots, the Bills, and the Ravens. So Unk's with us on those ones so far. And now let's jump into the afternoon slate. There's not too much in the afternoon, evening time, but we do have Los Angeles Chargers at Philadelphia Eagles. We both got the Chargers in that one.
Yep.
Not too much to talk about there. This one, an interesting game. Green Bay at Kansas City. Now, this was going to be a good game, but it looks like it lost some of its luster. Aaron Rodgers is out with COVID, so he will not be playing in this game. That's a big impact to Green Bay's chances in this one. I'm going with Kansas City at home, basically because of that news.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I don't know why, but I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah,
I just feel like Kansas City, that game with New York was just way too close for comfort. Like we talked about it being a must-win game, but I don't feel any better about them after that win than I did the week prior. And
right.
I,
It was like a must win, but it was like, dang, you won like that. Like, no, it should have been like that.
exactly. And like I know I didn't get to make it. I had some stuff going on Tuesday to talk about it, but I just did not feel good about that Kansas City dub last week. And they drafted this Love kid for a reason, and they're getting all their weapons back. So if coaching can find a way to kind of like make it so he doesn't have to do entirely too much, they can run the ball. Like Kansas City doesn't have a good run defense or a good passing defense. So like they got holes, man. That defense is Swiss cheese, bro. Like,
oh man, I agree. It was funny because I was looking at this too, and I'm thinking like, well, Love like is probably like Green Bay with their backup is still probably as good as like the Giants with their backups and with
right?
with Daniel Jones. I'm like,
and
man,
just
like,
so much more weapons, dog. Like Aaron
and the thing
Jones,
is,
Dylan.
if the Giants were better on offense, like they could have easily won that game against Kansas City. They got time and time again to go down the field and score. So I am still concerned about Kansas City. If they had Aaron Rodgers, I would definitely be picking Green Bay in this game. If they lose this one to a backup Jordan Love, that'll be rough. I do want to jump on Unk's comments real quick, though. He said Aaron Rodgers may be getting disciplined by the NFL. He lied about his COVID status, and this is something that is being investigated right now because basically there was some ambiguity on whether or not he was actually vaccinated and what protocols he was going to have to face. And then the coach kind of denied to say anything about it, but it's basically coming out that he is not vaccinated. And based on that, he's going to have to face more severe protocols. And that's part of the reason why it's already been ruled so early in the week that he will not be able to make it to the game this weekend. And yeah, so Stephanie Washington said, yeah, he said he was immune. So I'm not sure how that works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if, you know what I'm saying, that exists. If he just can be like that, I'm immune. But yeah, so we'll see how that unravels, especially because Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys, like, he's like big time in the NFL, but he's also like a oddball Kyrie type of NFL person.
Yeah.
Where he always thinks like he's smarter than everyone else, and he feels like he doesn't have to the rules don't apply to him and stuff like that. So we're gonna find out what the NFL does with that, and it's kind of one of those things where you would think usually like if it's like one of the faces or one of the good guys of the league, they try to protect him a little bit, but I don't know where Aaron Rodgers falls in that. If this was like a Tom Brady, this was like, you know what I'm saying, like a Drew Brees of pass, like they would try to brush it under the rug. They would not let this go far. But with Aaron Rodgers and the way he acts, I don't know, man. I'm not sure where it's going to go with that. So very fun story to watch, and we'll find out more. Next up, though, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going with the 49ers in this one. I think they will get the upset at home. But what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think Arizona, I think they start to fall off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not too much. I think they'll still make the playoffs, of course, but I think they fall off a little bit. Kyle's a little banged up. I'm thinking San Francisco too.
Yeah. Unk's got the Cardinals. He's not with us on that one. And I respect that too. I think it's going to be a very close game.
For sure. They're still a really good team.
Yeah. Next up, Tennessee Titans at Los Angeles Rams. Now, this is the Sunday night football game. This should be an exciting, fun game to watch. But honestly, for me, I'm going with the Rams. I think that they tear the Titans up a little bit. Considering how sluggish the Titans office can be, even with Derrick Henry out there.
Right.
But now that they're missing Derrick Henry, I feel like that this is going to be a tough game for them. I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams too. Honestly, we don't forget because we talk about a lot how Derrick Henry, how good he is. Tennessee's offense relies so heavily on Derrick Henry and his ability to tire down a defense, right? Yeah. And you don't have that anymore. And if you think that Adrian Peterson is the answer, he's not. You know what I'm saying?
I think Adrian Peterson will do fine, but he won't be able to be the hammer the way that Derrick Henry is. And also to set up the play action like that, it's not going to be the same. Yeah.
Right. Julio Jones hasn't even been a factor, this year yet. He's been injured, and in the games that he has played, he just hasn't looked like Julio Jones. So man, and now you got our boy coming off the edge again for Los Angeles. Oh man, I don't
Oh yeah,
know.
Von
Yeah,
Miller.
Von
Yeah,
Miller.
you know
Yeah,
he's
got
gonna
Von
want to
Miller.
make a statement too in this first game.
Yeah,
So.
dude, I feel like this is going to be a long night for Tennessee, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, now moving on to the Monday Night Football game. You got this is a weird matchup, but it's two classic franchises. I think it'll produce a good game. You got the Chicago Bears at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers in this one, basically because they're at home. But I do like what I see from Fields and the Bears offense. It's starting to get better. And if
Yeah,
their offense can do anything, their defense is always solid. So I think that they will improve as the season goes on. But I have the Steelers in this one.
100%. I completely agree with everything you just said. I think Steelers will get this game. Bears are still, Fields is still learning, but he's looking better every week. You know what I mean? So as he progresses, he's getting better and better. But I think the Steelers have enough veteranship to get them through to this victory.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, we got our bye weeks right there at the bottom. We got Detroit, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Washington on a bye this week. So make sure you guys watch out for that. If you're doing fantasy, get your subs in there. I will say too, man, last week, man, Dak Prescott was out. I meant to mention this on Tuesday, and at the last second, like he was ruled out like about 30, 45 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
I was actually able to go in there and switch out, and I actually added Cooper Rush to my lineup, and I added him off the free agent wire and put him in and started him in place of Dak in your league, Strizzy, and it worked out, man. Actually, Children of Thanos ended up beating Trevor barely, man, and it was that last touchdown from Cooper Rush to Mari Cooper that put us over the edge, man. So I do have to say, man, it's never too late to get those subs out there. If you got bye weeks or whatever, go look at the free agency wire. See what you can find, man, and you might just pull out a win. So that was really cool for the Children of Thanos, man. They're still doing all right. So, so that's that, though. That's our full week 9 schedule. I know we went a little bit long, but we do appreciate y'all rocking with us. As always, we're going to be back on Tuesday to recap the full week in sports, everything. And then we'll be back next Thursday to do our week 10 picks and to see how many bags we secured.
Sure.
Let's go. Any other disclaimers that you want to do, Strizzy, before we sign off here?
Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Just love sports. You know what I'm saying? It's another solid week. Got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to start incorporating some other things and stuff like that. I forgot to ask you, Strizzy, this week, but I think we're going to throw in like either an NBA lock, an NCAA, an NHL lock, or something like that from the week that we like. We're going to start kind of incorporating that because, as we know, you can secure bags way outside of NFL too. So
actually,
that's what that is, though. But that was Secure the Bag NFL Week 9. It's your boy AW
and your boy Strizzy.
Peace.
And you say the truth. They open up